They built a city that floated on water, ruled millions without iron or horses, and terrified even their enemies with rituals the world still debates today. Yet, when the Aztec Empire fell, its story was rewritten by the victors. What if much of what you think you know about the Aztecs is incomplete, or deliberately distorted? Tonight, we peel back the myths, the propaganda, and the silence to uncover the forgotten truth about the Aztec Empire. Stay with us until the end, and if you're ready to explore hidden history that textbooks avoid, subscribe now and join us on this journey into the past. In the early 14th century, in a high mountain basin surrounded by volcanoes and shimmering lakes, a small group of migrants known as the Mexica arrived as outsiders. They were poor, mocked, and driven into the swamps of Lake Texcoco, a place others considered unlivable. Yet from mud and reeds, they began to build. According to their legends, their god Huitzilopochtli promised greatness when they found an eagle devouring a snake atop a cactus. When they saw it, they stopped wandering and founded Tenochtitlan. Over the next 2 centuries, this city would grow into one of the largest urban centers on Earth, rivaling Constantinople and surpassing most European capitals in size, cleanliness, and organization. The Aztec Empire was not born from sudden conquest, but from strategic alliances, calculated warfare, and deep religious conviction. At its center stood the Tlatoani, the speaker, whose word carried divine authority. Markets buzzed with cacao beans used as currency, canals shimmered with traffic, and Chinampas floating agricultural islands fed hundreds of thousands. Yet beneath the beauty lay tension. The empire expanded rapidly, demanding tribute from subject cities: gold, feathers, textiles, warriors. Resentment simmered quietly, waiting. And beyond the Eastern Sea, something unknown was already moving closer. As the empire reached its height under rulers like Moctezuma II, omens began to trouble the priests. Fires appeared in the sky. Temples were struck by lightning. Stories spread of pale, bearded beings who might one day return from the east. Whether these signs were truly believed at the time, or later exaggerated by Spanish chroniclers, remains uncertain. But fear crept into the imperial court. When Hernán Cortés landed on the Gulf Coast in 1519 with a few hundred men, steel weapons, horses, and unfamiliar diseases, he was not seen simply as an invader. He was an enigma. The forgotten truth about the Aztec Empire is this: it did not fall because it was weak or primitive. It fell because it was complex, divided, and tragically human. Courts exploited long-standing rivalries, most notably with the Tlaxcalans, bitter enemies of the Aztecs, who saw the Spaniards as tools for revenge. Thousands of indigenous warriors marched alongside the conquistadors, not against their own world, but against an empire that had dominated them. Meanwhile, Moctezuma hesitated. He negotiated, welcomed courts into Tenochtitlan, and tried diplomacy over destruction. This choice would define everything. As Spaniards walked the wide avenues of the island city, they were stunned by what they saw. Stone temples towered above canals. Order prevailed where Europeans expected chaos. Yet cultural misunderstanding poisoned every interaction. When the Spanish witnessed ritual sacrifice, they saw barbarism. When the Aztecs saw Christian icons, they saw strange gods demanding bloodless worship. Tension thickened the air. Then came betrayal. Moctezuma was taken hostage in his own palace. The city, once calm, began to boil. The breaking point arrived during a religious festival, when Spanish soldiers massacred unarmed celebrants in the great temple precinct. Rage exploded. Tenochtitlan rose against the invaders. Moctezuma, attempting to calm his people, was struck by stones or by Spaniards. History is unclear and soon died. The night that followed, La Noche Triste, saw Spaniards flee across causeways under relentless attack, many drowning beneath the weight of stolen gold. The empire had not fallen yet. It was fighting back, but fate turned cruel. Smallpox, carried unknowingly by the Europeans, swept through the city. It killed warriors, priests, rulers, and children alike, including the next emperor. Leadership fractured. When courts returned with reinforcements and indigenous allies, Tenochtitlan was weakened, starving, and isolated. The final siege was brutal. Canals filled with bodies, temples burned. In 1521, the last emperor Cuauhtémoc was captured. The Aztec Empire ended not with silence, but with screams echoing across the lake. The aftermath reshaped the world. Spanish chroniclers painted the Aztecs as savages to justify conquest, erasing their science, poetry, governance, and philosophy. Libraries were burned. Gods were demonized. Yet the truth survived in fragments in Nahuatl language, in modern Mexico's flag, in agricultural techniques still used today. The forgotten truth about the Aztec Empire is that it was not a simple tale of brutality defeated by civilization. It was a sophisticated society undone by disease, division, and colonial ambition. Their story reminds us how history is written by those who remain standing, and how easily complexity is lost to convenience. Empires fall, narratives shift, but truth waits patiently to be rediscovered. If this story changed how you see the past, like the video, share it with a fellow history lover, and subscribe for more forgotten truths hidden in the shadows of time.